This is the What the Fuck Astrology Horoscope update. Okay, I believe today Mars is retrograde. I do believe that today Mars is retrograde, so that matters. Saturn is direct. This is Pernell Bobby, your astrotherapist, creating a modern world of astrology, modern education, while leveraging astrology. This is fun. This is exciting. I want y'all to also keep me on track when it comes to making sure that astrology stays planted in reality. Like, this is why the best I know how to do is continue to give give you the public, like, right, 10th house Capricorn moon is today. This is like the public image, but also something that's progressive, something that is persevering. Shout out to our members. All right, we have about 15 to 16 maybe, I think, now new members. We have new emojis in the chat, which is freaking dope. So check the chat. Really, this is Capricorn 10th house. How do you want to show up? For me, it's like, if I look at it in this moment, it's like I want to show up somebody who really built my own empire, built my own status, built my own success, but built it as well as doing it for the right humanitarian reasons of integrity. And this is what Capricorn already is helping us get through as this cycle, this moon cycle, which will basically come to an ending. Whatever you started back at the Aries moon up until now, Capricorn moon, all right? But this Capricorn energy and Pluto, all right, Capricorn and Pluto was recently squaring that Mercury in Libra, which that should be like leaving now. I'm pulling up a chart actually. I don't know why that's not already up. So I'm pulling up the current planets. I'm going to just help y'all understand what is currently happening to the energies. The reason why is like we're in eclipse season, ladies and gentlemen. Scorpio is in Venus. The sun is in Venus. Mercury is in Scorpio. Scorpio is in Venus. The sun is in Scorpio. And Mercury is going to be in Scorpio soon, if it's not already. If it's not, it's going to a climax, which means that it still might be squaring this Pluto energy. But what does that mean? You know, Pluto power struggles, okay, in your society, power struggles in your earthly environment. You know, this could be a boss, a legit boss in your life, somebody who owns your nutsack, okay? So we have Mercury 29 degrees. So already, like, you know, 29 degrees is us finally catching up mentally today with what's been learned. What are the new relationships that we're pushing for? I always say push because remember, Libra is a cardinal energy. Like, so once Libra gets past the indecisive factor, it's important to understand that indecisiveness is not as simple as Libra's. This is a stereotype that I look to break. This is why I'm running the astrology memberships. I recently just dropped the price half on astrology membership. So it might be worth checking now, because if you got in at the half price before I changed my mind, that happened more on an intuitive front. I'm not gonna lie to you. That happened more on an intuitive front. I do want to make one more mention real quick of the Eclipse event coming. All right. So we have the Eclipse event. What I'll do is I'll drop this one for now, because then you can see both. Thank you, CM. What's up? I don't know if I can say your name. Just give me a yes or a no if I can actually say your name. Thank you for those thumbs up. I see early you got more thumbs than people watching live. That's awesome. CM, if I can say your name, or if you want me to say CM on God, it's up to you. But the Eclipse event is coming November 6th. I'm running and hosting an event. All right, Cassie, what's going on? We got Cassie the Gemini. All right, check her out on Instagram. Here we go. I'm dropping this link. The reason why this is mattering, because we just left an eclipse in Scorpio. The eclipse in Scorpio is absolutely paramount to understand that you can't understand. You feel me? You can't understand what you just had to surrender. But I can give you a heads up. On the South Node in Scorpio, what you surrendered is likely something that was already a theme that has come back in your life in January, about January 8th. Whatever was happening in your life, whatever was closing, something that would have been in your life, like really like putting a sense of power struggle, a certain sense of, it's a dynamic over you. There's a certain sense of control and even manipulation, like physical manipulation of time. So that could be look like something like Saturn or Capricorn energy, like your boss taking your time. So you're getting paid for 40 hours, but you know, you're really working 72 hours. So for me, this is one of those power struggles that I look at. Like 8 years ago, Until now, this is one of the things where I had a certain sense of melancholy. I carried a melancholic attitude when it came to the professional world and professional business, right? But why? I got my little bowl with me here. But why? This is the kind of thing where it's like when I look at it, it's like, I had a billionaire for a boss. And in reality it's like, who knows in all sincerity if he was a billionaire? This is he say, she say. This is the kind of energy where it's like when I mean like manipulation and control of like life, karma, this karmic relationship with this boss of mine. It's like the only one that I had in my industry of university. Like when I got out with my university degree in exercise physiology, this was my first job. It's my first job. And so it's like I hit, in a sense, I felt for myself, I hit bank. But how did I buy that social image of, look, this is a good opportunity where I'm at a startup company. And right now, the way I see it, there's only one guy who recruited me that's above me in this startup company. And I got recruited because I work with this guy at another spot as an exercise physiologist. So now we have a startup company. We have this Capricorn type of status, right? This is an example of how Pluto and Capricorn can work. So this is my 8-year transformation or so into the Venus Cazimi in Libra. And if this Venus Cazimi went into Scorpio, I have a 20-minute video on that. Type in Venus Cazimi, you'll see Pernell Bobby, Venus Cazimi, you'll see it's like a 20-minute video. That shit was like game changer. And it definitely did very well even on the back end. And the reason is like the Venus Cazimi started a new, fresh cycle. New, especially in relationships, Libra, business partnerships, business negotiations. Okay, how therapy is done. What's the relationship between you and your therapist? Is your therapist somebody that is empowering you to be an individual? Is your therapist empowering you to have to need them? Okay, we talking something. Somebody just had to open their eye real quick. Okay, I want you to go ahead and just, it's a quick third eye technique. You can slide it open, but I must give you the warning. You should always be mindful. Don't leave it open all day because you're going to waste energy. So the square and Pluto is like, look, in order for you to access recently more raw power within you, you must address the power and the manipulations in the relationships and the dynamics that you have. So the sun is power and authority, all right? So it's like, but also Capricorn in general has this power and authority, but from Saturn. So it's like, how is your power and authority tested through self-discipline? How have you actually progressed? The vision that you have, the sun exalted in Aries, as well as, somebody just had an unconscious emotion come out. Hey, you didn't die, okay? This is what the fuck astrology. $100 billion Mark Zuckerberg just lost. $100 billion, that's shifting the wealth. This is power dynamics. When you live in integrity, you're shifting the wealth. You know what I'm saying? You're shifting the wealth. So who gets the wealth now? The little man, the small business owner. This is what's happening. So you're losing right now too, right? Like everybody's in their own stifled financial situation. It's like, damn, money ain't flowing, yada, yada, yada. Well, it's Scorpio season, so guess what? Investments are flowing. The only way you can get the investment to flow is by expressing your emotion, by having a legit, tremendous, even once again, traumatic. It might even feel more traumatic now because we've held back our pain, we held back our tears, we held back our traumas. We held back the things that are most required and necessary and even desired, because Scorpio is I desire, for our transformation. Our soul has asked us to transform something. So the money will flow, the resources will flow, your investments will flow wherever you invested your money. And investing your money is also about investing your time. Thank you for the Scorpio emoji. We got Scorpio emoji just for our Scorpio risings, just for our Scorpio people, okay? Venus in Scorpio is the witch. Thank y'all for hitting those thumbs up early. I appreciate you. Venus in Scorpio is the witch. I have a Venus in Scorpio video out there. I'm telling you. And so this is what we have to start focusing on, the positive. You see that little smile on my face? I'm happy that like me maximizing my time. Okay, time. So instead of trading my 72 hours with that job, thinking that this is going to be the end of my life, thinking that I'm going to put in 5 years here, and in 5 years, I'm going to be a boss. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? it was like, yo, you're gonna put in 17, what, I don't even know. I don't know. You're gonna put in a year and a half here. You're gonna put in a year and a half here. Now, South Node Scorpio for me was like, oh yeah, the same day you lost that job after that year and a half, 4 bullets go off and I watch a man die. Arm's length from me and between my roommate and myself. And it's something I carry. It's a deep pain, it's a deep trauma, it's something I carried on my heart. It's like, who the fuck do I talk to? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't talk to your mom. You're not trying to be like, yo, mom, like this dude died last night. The way I took it, a certain sense of guilt from the ancestry is like, I didn't want to talk to my dad. It's like, my dad's been in war. Afghan war, Desert Storm, God knows we're going to leave the rest out. He's seen so many dead bodies. His own platoons, his own brothers, dead. You don't want to go there. Right? And it's like, when I start looking at it, it's like, damn, I don't even have nobody to talk to this with about. I'm like, uncle, I know he in some stuff. My cousin, dang, nope. He was the closest possibility, but didn't relate. And so it's like, when I look at it, these pains are rising in Scorpio, and they could be more traumatic, whatever they are in your life. A heartbreak, you got cheated on, there's a death in the family, right? There's molestation, right? Like, think about it. We're talking Scorpio, so we're always talking sex. Like, the people who have dealt with sexual traumas, this is going to be the stuff that's going to rise the most. And in these times, you must be careful with then starting to manifest with magic that's not necessarily beneficial. Okay, magic with the K, that's not beneficial. And that could look like something like, well, now that this is coming up again, I'm going to stuff my pain down in my food. I'm going to just sit on the couch every day, all day. Not that you shouldn't, because I do this. I love to pig out, but I also eat healthy. I can't listen and or place my from an external source, I can't internally feed myself mentally, physically, spiritually, and otherwise. I can't feed myself based off of the expectation. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I got caught in this. So, what the fuck astrology, okay? What the fuck astrology? We have a Cap Moon. Cap Moon's always going to bring you back to having a moment to reflect and introspect. That's what you do at the top of the mountain. When you're at the top of the mountain, what do? You just fucking go, Sagittarius is this blast off, man. That's how you get to the top of the mountain. Hey, briefly, next Taurus eclipse event, members, you are free. All right, members do get free on this eclipse event. All right, running astrology membership soon. I'm working that shit on the back end. So it's fun to be able to do a live like this today. That's super like, yo, we're gonna just do it. Like, this is not fully on the roster, but I feel it in my blood. This next eclipse is coming. Thank you for those thumbs up. If you're not a member, it's literally a $19 special webinar. It's going to be 3 hours where I'm going to be giving out personal astrology readings. I'm going to help you understand how Venus and Scorpio at a very deep and specific level, like I'm going to get in on that ass, right? Because now I have you on the other side of me. You're on a Zoom call with me on the back end privately. It's not going live. It's not going live. It's not going live. So you're on the back end with me. It's like, when I was doing these, this is about you have to understand there's so many things happening, bro. There's so many things. The fact that now Saturn is going direct, okay? The fact that Saturn's going direct, I'm going to get to that next. Somebody remind me and say, Saturn going direct, all right? Somebody remind me, because, man, I tell you, and just in case, I want you to check this out. This is if you want to actually just become a member on YouTube. Literally, it's $2.99. I look to try to keep it like that forever and never change it. And so I look at it as just a simple support, something where it's like, look, you ain't got to have $288 to get an astral therapy session with me one-on-one. Well, that's right now, currently, what a one-on-one time is at. For the members, it's half off at $144. That's where it's at now. This video can change tomorrow. Like, literally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if life shows me an epiphany. But what I'm saying is like, I make something like this, $2.99, it's like, I want to say thank you for the support. And it's less about that, and it's more about creating a sense of community, being a part of something. And it's like, astrology is my language. Like, my literal third house is Aquarius. Astrology is my language. This is what I speak. This is what I know. This is what I learn consistently. And as well, opposite third house, my Leo and Jupiter, that ninth is this is what I teach. This is what I teach. As the sun's presence, the legit sun's presence. As an Aries, exalted in the sun. So I'm saying all this to say it's like Libra season made me experience things from my past lives. Okay? So I was going through 12th house transit in Libra. My Libra is 12th house. Experience things, betrayals and past lives. And it's like that pain began to rise. But those betrayals, if I take it into now, this message between the billionaire boss, me thinking that this is going to get somewhere. This is where we're being asked by Saturn Aquarius and Uranus and Taurus to rapidly and erratically shift what we value about money, what we value about ourselves, what we value about our personal comforts. And as we get to that, anything that steps outside of us, a feeling of safety from your nervous system, if your nervous system starts to, this is Uranus and Taurus element, what it's been doing, and it got jiggy with those squares to Saturn Aquarius. It's like, look, you got to be disciplined with your hopes and your dreams by taking new shifts with your money. So that could be so many different things. For a billionaire like, what's his name? I was about to say like Tom Sawyer or something. What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. So for a billionaire like Mark Zuckerberg, it's like, yo, he can lose $100 billion. What the fuck? And still not be broke. What the fuck? He could still feed one person in the world. He can give one person $1 if he wanted to in the world. That's still buck the fuck out over and over and over again. This is insane, okay? But that's not going to be everybody's story, right? For me, it's actually, hey, raise these prices, maintain them higher on one-on-one level, on one-on-one status, because memberships are their call. It's about, for me, making money through groups. So it's like this webinar, for example, that's coming up, the Taurus Eclipse, November 6th, I'm running it. The eclipse is actually on the 8th. What this eclipse is mostly about, it's not about me really giving you the information on what's going on. It's actually me giving you breath work, manipulating sexual energy within your body, practical tactics, times where you can now ask me on the other side of that screen, hey, P, what did you learn from those shamans in fucking Asia? What did you learn from those healers in Colombia? What did you learn all over the world? What the fuck did you learn? And now it's like my time, my duty, my integrity is teach people this. But when I say integrity, you're talking about Capricorn moon as well, career. Part of that teaching of people is like energetic exchange. So this time is free for members and it's $19 for members. That's a form of what I'm giving on my opposite side, and yet I'm giving you so much fucking more. It's insane. It's insane. The thing is, right? If you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is where Scorpio is finally gonna start digging in that ass for everybody. But the sun is in Scorpio, Venus is in Scorpio. Thank you for those thumbs up. You like my flowers? Coming through the airwaves. Coming through the airwaves. I might even have to put the Icaros on. Shout out if you know what the Icaros is. That's what we use for exorcisms. Straight up, like ayahuasca shit. But like we don't need ayahuasca. We just get the Icaros. It's a plant actually. It's a plant language. I imagine that I'm gonna do that actually because Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio, while the eclipse is going on, this is shaking out demons that are like, bro, these are the best and the most occult, scorpions that just are coming from the back of a dumpster behind Wendy's. I swear to God, I saw that shit. It was just like, it was almost so offensive up front. I was like, I can't even laugh at this. But when I look at it, that shit is funny, bro. There's a meme about Scorpio. It's like, it's Scorpio season. You're gonna start seeing the roaches come out from the dumpster behind Wendy's. That shit was hilarious, bro. I was like, wow, that is so rude. That's how y'all think about us? That's how y'all think about us, Scorpios? If anybody only knew what's going, like I said, for now, I have a Venus in Scorpio video. It's out there. I did it a couple months ago. And the magic of what's going on, like I said, the best I can explain Venus in Scorpio is Scorpio in the Scorpio season. Scorpio has the ability of climate and weather manipulation of a room. Scorpio, what makes Scorpio magnetic, one of the reasons, is they have the ability to transform the energy of the room and manipulate the weather of the room itself. And they can simply do this with a gaze at the front doorman. And the front doorman, as he now takes in everybody else coming to the restaurant, let's just say, is just finding him, keep staring at that same person that cast a spell on him, you know, that Scorpio that cast a spell on him. It could be something super simple like that. It could be the silence that Scorpio chooses to take, because it's going to see through things on a psychological level sometimes that other people aren't going to notice about their ego. And this is kind of like, this is the help we're getting from Mars, but primarily Neptune. But the square is I talked about this like yesterday. The square is Pisces is bringing love, like divine unconditional love, to the forefront. And this is actually tremendous because it's going to help Scorpio. Let me pull up. Didn't I say I was going to pull up a chart? Okay, I got the chart today. Bang, bang, bang. All right. So here we go. I want to see Pisces and Scorpio and see what's happening. Nothing yet. I think it will make a trine eventually. If I'm right, let me check this. If that's gonna trine, I'm gonna go ahead a week. All right. So you're gonna have next week, you're gonna have hard fucking energy. Next week is really when it pops off. This is starting November 5th, and that's one day before the event. Oh my God, I'm about to give people the warning. Oh, that's probably why I didn't see that. I haven't been checking astrology, if I'm being honest. I have not been checking astrology. Look, I'm gonna drop this link for y'all again, okay? Do not be stubborn. I just looked at November 5th and the opposition flat out coming. What the fuck? Oh my God, where's the page? I'm about to trip out. It's right on top. The sun is 13 degrees over the north node of 13 degrees. 13 degrees is the degree of Aries, so it's like, but it's also the second decan, okay? So for the second decan for Taurus, you're now talking Mercury. Okay, what the hell does that mean? I'm gonna bookmark that. And for the second decan of Scorpio, you're talking Jupiter and Neptune. Wow. Okay, so again, like I said, the Jupiter, Neptune, and Scorpio, this is coming in where you have a new personality, a new body, a new head, a new mind, okay, a new forward push on a vision, right? You are preparing for something that's called absolute speed. Now, absolute speed is like an Aries gift. This is the 13th degree. One of the abilities of Aries is it can speed up so fast that it basically is no longer moving. It's just going so fast that it reaches the ether. So if you would have seen that movie Lucy, where Lucy, like, she sped up so fast that like she just dissipates, she ceases to exist. So now she's manifesting and created from the ether space. So I did that 5 elemental video: water, earth, fire, air, with marriage, and ether is the last. Karma is a different category. And this is one of the abilities of Aries. Yeah, you seen the Lucy. That Lucy was dope. So Lucy explains that part where Aries can speed up and Pisces can stay so still that they also reach the ether. This is like, that's why Pisces is monasteries, like monks, you know, like it could be private schools. It could be homeschooling, like private homeschooling. But ultimately like meditation, isolation. So Pisces does this through like complete stillness, and it gets to the ether just by being still. So you can get it by going fast enough. You can get it by going completely still. So the reason I say this is like the sun going over that. First off, Venus is ahead of the sun. So we've already, before November 5th, we're already really valuing the release because the South Node is in Scorpio, we're valuing the release of this new fresh start of consciousness, as well as the healing that we're getting from Pisces energy. Yep. Pisces is already trining this week. Pisces is trining. So trines are harmonious aspects, but mind you, like we need to express what's deep, what has been focused. If I give you timelines, December 20th, December 21st, 2021, what was happening in your life, December 20th, 2021? That's last year, last December, almost a year ago soon. What else? 2021, July 2021. So that's a little bit earlier. That's more than a year ago now. What was happening in your life? There was a repeating theme. July 2021, December 2021, repeating theme. You had a glimpse in January this year, and you now see it coming back. So what's happening as well is twin flames are back. Twin flames work on cycles. They work on frequencies. When we run from ourselves enough, our twin flame shows up. When we're running from something within ourselves, deep within ourselves, a certain healing is what I'm getting. Ooh. Yes, we're fucking healing today. We're gonna heal. We're gonna heal. Yes. Okay, what else? Because the sun will be, now that's when Venus, we're gonna value what have we been addicted to. So it's like, what about love is addicting for you? What about love is based in fantasy? What about love is not based in purity? Is not based in a pure soul? Okay, look. If you're struggling with trust, this is a beautiful time to start believing in trust again. Believing in love. Believing in interpersonal and interdimensional relationships. But I mostly want to say like having interdependent. You understand what I'm saying? Interdependent. So this is kind of like, this is men getting rid of, man, fuck bitches, get money. Because that was one of my favorite mentalities at a certain point in my life. I'm not going to lie to you. This is letting that go for men. Fuck bitches, get money. That's done. And for women, this is, oh, men ain't shit. Now, again, I'm from the Black culture, so like understand that that's the exact tone. If you get it, you get it. If not, hopefully you can apply it to your own life. But it's just that simple. Men ain't shit. And fuck bitches, get money. So this is from my personal cultural language and Ebonics, if you will, which is English, if you don't know. Oh, I have a caterpillar inside of my little plant. Oh, you want to turn into a butterfly inside of my home? That is such a blessing. That is such a blessing. I am so blessed. Thank you. Wow, a caterpillar, I know. That's so cool. I feel so blessed. All right, let's get this. Oh, he's so cute. Okay. Yeah, I know he was just, I was like, my peripheral vision was like, something's moving. Scorpio senses was like, the environment is shifting. Scorpio was like, something is not regulated right now. Oh man, that was funny. Bust a piece. I love this Om. Shout out to the new emojis. This right here is actually a heart exploding. It's tougher to see, but if you see it at the bottom, let's check the emojis list. You see at the bottom, what do you need most these days for the eclipse season support? I put that as a Q&A. I see people voting that they're gonna actually be there, so that's super dope. Shout out to you, Cassie. I know Cassie the God is actually gonna be up. That's the heart exploding. I had to do one for that just was like so much joy. Somebody was like, man, I just wish I had a, actually, this is from one of our members. She's like, I was like, what would you like? And she was like, man, I just want something like a heart exploding because there's just so much joy. Like, I just had so much joy with that caterpillar. So that's awesome. That's the newest addition. Bam. Thank you for those thumbs up, everybody watching. Like I said, come check the Taurus eclipse event. We're going to get a little bit deeper in the astrology horoscope, Mars retrograde. I feel like Venus in Scorpio is really where it's at because Venus is still in its fall. So this is like, Venus can represent our addictions. And it's like, we finally have the chance where we're going to recognize our true power and letting go of our addiction. So this is why twin flames are going to come back. Mine's has already pulled up. Mine's is like peekaboo. I got hit with the peekaboo. And it's like, I know for a fact, don't fall for anything not tangible. Okay? Do not fall for anything not tangible. This is what I mean. The North Node in Taurus is asking us to step towards harmony and things that we can touch. So a lot of times, twin flames are split, for example. Toxic relationships equate to getting in a relationship and getting out of a relationship and not knowing yourself before you do, and still not knowing yourself, but hopefully a little bit better when you get out. And then that continuously stuck, aka fixed Scorpio flow, right? We get nasty. Taurus is like, look, it's time for something tangible. Twin flame, you could trouble for me. I block everything. Hope they don't find a way. Absolutely, I get it. I get it. And you know, this is how you know, like when you're in love, when you find true love, let's say for example, because twin flame does not have to be a love or romantic relationship, but generally they often have this craving for that because the energy is so addicting and enticing. When your nervous system shakes, when it feels nervous, when it feels in fear, there's an anticipation of pain, there's an anticipation of hurt, there's an anticipation of your expectation or my expectation being betrayed. When you start off, when you have that, if your nervous system is not still, okay, if your nervous system doesn't feel like this, if your nervous system doesn't feel like this, take a soft inhale. Don't move your chest. Open your belly. Expand your belly. And now inhale. Visualize the air in your stomach filling up with air as you open like a balloon. Soft and slow, gentle and quiet. And as you exhale, visualize the air traveling up through your heart. Just see the wind go through the stomach up to the heart and just circulate and let go of those stuck scorpionic emotions, those traumas from 8 to 9 years ago, those traumas from birth. You may release them. You may reposition the story. You may reframe the story. You may see it in a new light. You may bless that old relationship. You may bless that person who hurt you. You may bless your own pain. And I want you to drink a glass of water, but before you do, say, I bless you to cleanse me, to cleanse my pain, to help me start fresh and anew. All right, we have a Cap Moon. I'm gonna get you out of elemental deck because Capricorn is an element, right? It's an element. Capricorn is how I choose to show it with my flowers, my other plant in the background. This is Capricorn image. Thank you. You see the Zen? Yeah. I knew that having that emoji, that Om, that's the Om symbol. Om is a neutral sound, but it gets you most connected to source very quickly. Okay, what element do we need on this Capricorn moon for this live? What element do we need on this Cap moon for this live? It's right here. It's right there. Number 6. So this 6 is telling me to nurture, potentially spending time with family, recharging family, or doing something nice for family, doing something nice, like if you have a sister or a cousin that's pregnant or something, like just like taking a baby for like an hour, just visiting for an hour and say, hey, look, I want you to go outside, take a walk. Like, what, really? Like, yeah, I came here just so you could take a walk. Thank you for that thumbs up. I see you. So it could be nurturing the family and finding power in that family. Look at the connection. This can also be with love. So I'm getting like, but you see one black, one white, and one in darker, one whiter. So this, and it says light. So it's like prioritize the light, put the light in the front, right? Put the healing in the forefront. Understand that your power, the sun is power, your authority is Capricorn as well, but the sun, your power and authority is in putting the light in front this time. And like, in a sense, like the one who's wearing white, she's very calm, and the one that's wearing a black, she's eager, to step into the light. And this is what Scorpio season is about, right? Like Scorpio is all about stepping into the light. So it has the ability to legitimately transform its entire environment and reframe the story. I feel that the real reframing of the story won't happen until late November, more like Sagittarius season, because Sagittarius is the storyteller. So Sag is telling a story. We're telling a story in a light, optimistic, fun, easy going, easy hearted way, right? It doesn't want to feel any stress. Sag is like, look, I just want to laugh and keep the adventure going. But Scorpio is like, Sag can do that because of the work that happens in Scorpio. The work that happens in Scorpio. So it's like, allow yourself to cry. Whenever it comes up, try to cry. Ask God to cry. I'm going to ask right now. God, please give me more tears. Allow me to release this energy from the past and allow the flow to embrace a nervous system, a new system, something updated to this rejuvenated sense of self-worth, sense of self-esteem. May this message extend to each and every one of the listeners out there. May the frequencies that no longer fit dissipate into the integration of everything me, of everything myself, of everything my worth, my up-to-date worth. Allow me to let go of the past and all the guilt associated so that I can free my future from anxiety. Grant me the strength, the courage, and the healing to stay present in this moment and manifest in this moment. Love. Yeah, but look, y'all gotta come to this event. I have too many different things. Y'all gotta come to this event. Ashe, amen, hit it with it. Y'all gotta come to this event because I have too many things. If anybody only knew, to have Mars, thank God Mars is in retrograde. If Mars wasn't in retrograde, we would all die. I swear to God, there would be like thousands and thousands of accidents. There would be so many car accidents if Mars wasn't so slow in Gemini. Because Gemini is that cars have transportation. We would have so many more cutthroat conversations. Gemini and Mars is a cutthroat conversation. It will literally slit your throat. You ever talk to, a 7-year-old kid and they say something that's so true, it's so honest that it really hurts your feelings? You're like, man, fuck you. I can't even tell you fuck you because you're too fucking young, but you hurt my feelings. And because I can't say it like that to you, you little fucking snot, I gotta embrace you with love. And that's what Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces is like, yo, embrace this with love. If you see this with love, you'll see that this kid is helping you. You'll see that this kid is allowing you to finally surrender and sacrifice whatever this trigger is within you that makes you want to curse out this kid who told you the truth. And so Mars and Gemini is weaker in this retrograde. It's not going to take priority. So this is the type of thing where you feel like you want to cut somebody out. You feel a quick burst of anger. Chill the fuck out. Okay? That's going to be much harder in Sagittarius season. Yeah, welcome to the fucking show, ladies and gentlemen. So, your power is in releasing and surrendering emotions. Like, it's time to step into the light. I'm happy for this energy. How you know is if your nervous system feels scared, shooken, unsafe, and you start to feel anxiety. Generally, it's just something where you can pretty much cleanly and clearly let that go, because this eclipse coming on November 8th, check the event coming 2 days prior. I did the astrology so far. I checked it November 5th. It's looking real ugly on those oppositions. All right. And you're already going to kind of be fucked up before then, because Venus already passed 3 degrees. So it's already got there before the sun. I should have did the chart here, but whatever. And then you got your power going to catch up, but your mind and your actual motor skills of like doing it in like through experience, like learning through experience, your motor skills still won't happen, because your motor skills being Mercury. It still won't happen until like at least 2 to 3 days later. Let me check. Okay. So on the 6th, the motor skills are like, it'll be like, you'll get the new skill, right? You'll get the new skill, but you won't start to practice and understand that talent at an intellectual level till about November 7th, okay? And then November 8th. Wow. Okay, November 8th, November 7th, shit gets real fucking hard, because the moon is gonna go into Taurus, and it's gonna join forces with Uranus. So this could be very erratic emotions. Your emotions on November 8th could be supremely erratical. Like, it's like they're, and it might be off for something real silly, honestly, like, you know, like somebody touched your biscuit and you fucking freak out as if they killed your aunt. Like, it could be something like that, because Taurus is food, but it's in the moon, and the moon is already like naturally shifty and unstable on its own, and Taurus is the most stable moon, so normally they won't really shift, they'll just persevere. But in reality, that energy, that grounded earth energy, is only going to actually keep you from killing somebody, because because it's gonna go over all the Scorpio death energy. It's gonna go over the death energy. So November 8th is a fucking hard day, because you also have the moon who's gonna square on that same day Pluto. So power dynamics coming up with money, all right? Anything money and government related, it could really trigger you. Honestly, like, you could lose money on this day. You could lose money on this day. You could lose some change. And the only way you're really gonna lose something is if you already made that money out of integrity. And so this is the key, especially with like entrepreneurship, right? Like, it's like if you snake another entrepreneur and then maybe you get up, maybe you make some extra dough because of that. And like 6 months go by and you're like, oh shit, like that was great. Like, I got a little change. And then like 4 months later, you just lose, you know, a lump sum. That comes out of moments like this, where you're only gonna lose something if you already were like snaking energy, or like kind of trying to cut corners. Because it doesn't have to be like betrayal, but anything trying to like cut in corners, cutting the government, you know, this is like not paying your tax energy, not getting that red notice in on time, right? Not paying rent on time. Whoever the bosses are in your life, or like property that's owned, if you own like real estate or property, okay, this would matter. And in the same respect, this tension could bring you money. At the same respect, if you now have been living and doing things in integrity, and you're actually expressing the deeper seated emotions, now you're more likely to have somebody that owes you money to pay you. Now it's more likely that they're going to pay you that money. So if you could be on the right side of that, quote unquote. And this is kind of the simplicity of like, are you living right? I mean, honestly, like, are you living pure? Are you living with pure intentions? Or are you falling to your hedonistic pleasures? Okay. I had a client I was talking to, and I'm not even gonna say he or she, and the client was like kind of feeling a certain sense of shame or guilt that they went back and had sex with X, Y, and Z. And so part of this is like expressing that, because that shame, that guilt, it could bury a motherfucker. You know, it could keep you from being more pure, because it's like, it's the dragons. We got to get you a dragon. That's gonna be my last thing before I get out of here. That energy can be deathly. And I really mean it. It's a lot of control, a lot of manipulation, but like by manipulating the space around you, you know, as well as understanding other people's sympathies and their emotions. So be very careful if other people unconsciously doing this to you, because Scorpio is still an unconscious planet. So it's like, be careful of Scorpio unconsciously manipulating you. More as a karmic relationship that you have, a contract you have with that person, even if it's your sister, even if it's your uncle or a lover or your coworker, it doesn't matter. You have if that person is bringing up these power struggles, okay, or these control dynamics, understand that like it could be there to help you. You could have a relationship with them, right? It could be part of your cosmic ancestry, trying to help be put here during these eclipse moments. If you're ever going to have a karmic relationship, it's going to be around times where eclipse moments come and you're going to fucking karmically meet somebody and it's going to be like, hey, we're closing a shop, okay? This is a Taurus full moon. After 3 preemptive Taurus polarity, Scorpio polarity eclipses, okay? This is the one happening from April 30th. Blast off. Casting on God. Blast off. Hey, sorry, baby. Where's the caterpillar? Oh, hey, baby. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try to see. We're gonna try to rock with you and get you a dragon. Primarily just to clear any lower frequencies from here. All right. We're gonna try to clear any lower frequencies. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Driving through the mountains. Man, driving through the mountains is always fun. What's up, Murph? Murph, meet Cassie on God. Man, I remember the last time I remember driving through the mountains and I was scared shitless because it was like ice storm and shit up there. And I was like, man, am I gonna die? Look. Bang, 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 bang. Hey, look, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna send you some peace, bro. Hey, Murph. The heart explosion. I fucking love that heart explosion. It's so awesome. All right, we're gonna pull you a dragon. Definitely, like I said, check out the Taurus Eclipse event. I want you to think of the event less like a learning experience, more like a practical workshop. Like it's a workshop. I don't even know if I should call it a webinar, like because it's like a webinar workshop. Thank you for the thumbs up notifications. I appreciate y'all. Support the video, support the channel, support the tribe. We're about to hit 3K sooner than soon, so that's super dope. That's awesome. Man, I remember a time when I was trying so hard to get to 1K. Okay, I got this card recently, so it's coming up a lot. And this is what it takes. It's kind of what I already said. This is Scorpio going into Sag season. This is the fire water dragon, all right? This is a 4th dimensional dragon. 4th dimensional dragons are basically the dragons that they did their duties, they did their purpose, and they could have transcended to 5D, but they actually stayed onto the 4D to be closer to humans. That's like the closest that they can be. They can like the 4D is like the closest the dragon can be, because they're not going to show up in the 3D, at least not in forms that we recognize. So this dragon is the fire water dragon. It's basically saying like, it's like, hold on, big change, big shifts about to come. Okay. This dragon though, with the shifts, it enables your life to flow with loving force, and that's the key. So this is the Mars square Neptune energy. It literally says prepare for change, to move forward quickly. And it says expect the unexpected, but it also says to have fun. And that's the magic that we have to make sure we don't forget about. Have fun. Have fun, have fun, have fun. Okay? See the face. See the calmness, you know, the way he's holding his arms. He's relaxed. He's obviously a whole lot more fire than water, right? That's why it starts with fire, but it's a relaxed fire. So fire most times needs water because water helps to cool the will of the fire so that the fire doesn't just create recklessly or destroy, you know, with reckless abandon as well. Water is what soothes and connects the vision. Fire, the vision, it connects the assertion energy, the assertion of our will. It connects it to our soul. And when we do and we move from that place, we're moving, you know, at the soul's will. And the soul's will is way more experienced than a human or human consciousness. So a soul can help with the connection to the human. It can help with the creation and destruction fires. It will destroy what needs to be destroyed in your life more effectively and efficiently, all right, with purpose, as well as on the opposite end, it can create from that same soul space where the creation is connected to source. So you're creating something based off of what you've been divinely guided to do rather than what your ego asks you to do. And that ego, what feed the ego's part is the will. I mean, the air. So I'm gonna leave the air out for now because this is not the air. This is primarily saying fire and water create steam. And that's why you see steam in the back of this. Look at that. Look, I didn't even know that, but I just knew it. Thank you for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. Fire and air create steam. Okay? Fire and air create steam. This is Scorpio. Scorpio is like a pressure cooker where it boils so hot, but the pressure is in, and it creates steam. The steam eventually is the blast off, which is now basically the Sagittarius emoji. That's the blast off. This is when you're like, Dad, look at my dad. You're just out of here. You blast off. You've ascended, in a sense, to human trials. So like Sag is the result of the ascension after human trials. Like Scorpio is the height of the humans. Scorpio is this is why motherfuckers hate Scorpio so much, because everybody hates who's at the top. Let's be fucking real. It is what it is. Like everybody want to skip that part. Everybody hate who at the top. But how much credit is being given to everything that Scorpio is doing? Do you understand what the world would be like without Scorpio? Has anybody thought about that? I might have to make a separate video, a world without Scorpio. So you thought you didn't want those motherfuckers in your life. So you thought you wouldn't survive. Everything would suck. You would live in an artificial reality. You would be no different than a fucking computer. Like literally without Scorpio, the purity, the pure soul, when I reach the pure soul, you'd be like, not even a computer though. You'd be like, the first like, what are those MSN computers? I don't remember. What was the computers, the old ones? They had the like colors. You had the colors on the back. Like you have a red color, purple, blue. I forget what them shits are called. Maybe it was an Apple product, MPC. You would just be like that. Like at one point, you were hot shit, but you can't transform. You can't outgrow your all the pain you've collected to this point. You're just a pressure cooker who will never actually blow. So the day you do blow, you die. You would, like, from the inside out, you would implode. Like your ass would fall out. That's not pleasant, is it? Nope. That's how nasty that shit is. You need Scorpio, okay? Literally, Scorpio is the shit. It's the feces, okay? It's the feces. It's the sexual organs. Sex wouldn't exist. You wouldn't know what to do with it. You wouldn't even know what to do with it. You'd be like, what the fuck is this? You try to cook it. Weird things would happen. Okay? All right, this is an awkward rant. We're gonna leave that rant. We're gonna leave that rant. We need to do a Scorpio. What did that comment say? We do need Scorpio. You try to cook it. 8 out of 10 I approve. I don't hate Scorpios personally. My mom's one. Yeah, my mom got a whole lot of Scorpio. My mom got a Venus in Scorpio too. So I was literally raised by the Scarlet Witch. Yo, one day I went home. Probably gonna get off now because I'm just gonna start talking random babble at this point. But one day I went home, and like when I say home, like I don't live in the U.S. I haven't lived in the U.S. for like 4 or 5 years. And so like when I went home, I visited my mom, my family. And I even seen the red glaze in her eye. And I was like, who the fuck eyes glow red? Like, and I learned that my mom was the Scarlet Witch. And I was like, what the fuck do I do with this information? Like, do you know the Scarlet Witch? Like the interdimensional fucking sorceress? I don't even know. Sorceress? Just alternate reality Okay, able to hop into different dimensions and timelines, able to create timelines, able to freeze time itself, mind control, all types of shit. I'm like, damn, I was raised by the Scarlet Witch. Basically, Venus in Scorpio is the Scarlet Witch. I kind of said it. I literally kind of said it. It's why I think I'll probably never get rid of this witch emoji, because I love it. I love it so much for that reason. What you need to know is the breath. Gemini, Mars and Gemini not being retrograde. If you're not doing breath work, if you're not doing movement meditations, if you're checking out my Instagram, I've been just practicing here and there and showing different videos about like Falun Dafa movement, different movement meditations. Here, I'll drop it right here. Check me out. I dropped a mean video. Things happen to be a little bit different on Instagram than YouTube for me. Breath work, movements with the hands, movement meditations. I'm talking like Tai Chi, shit like that is critical during this time, because you have this retrograde for 5 months, and it doesn't start to get over until like January, and that's going to take you through Scorpio season, Sag season, Capricorn season. That's 3 zodiac signs it's going to take you through, and then it's still going to be there, but it's going to come out. It's going to go direct. It's going to go into the four motion, if you will. And it'll come out of the shadow in March, I think March 25th. So that's 5 months. That's a long time. And Mars is not very focused. So this is about why this is called What the Fuck Astrology today. I kind of like this, what the fuck astrology horoscopes. Because every once in a while, there's just like what the fuck is going on? This is the kind of energy where like no one really knows what's going on. Like if you're not connecting to source, especially through breath right now, I promise you, you're failing. If you're not getting physical activity that actually is distracting to your mind, like a moment to distract your mind. So you I'm talking like intense physical activity. Like I was boxing the other day. I should box right now. That's probably when we're gonna get off. Boxing, Gemini's the hand, so I was boxing. Any kind of intense movement. Now, the reason why I think Falun Dafa, and if I give you an example, right? When you have, this is not Falun Dafa, but this can be literally, I did this one just simply earlier. It's a great way to stretch your shoulders, which is also Gemini. All right, it's the Chinese teacups. So you pretend you have teacups in your hands, okay? And they can never drop. Whatever you do, they have to stay up. So in China or in Asia, they really do use teacups, okay? And they're bringing them down behind the back. Notice the twisting motion of the shoulder. It all is Gemini. Gemini is the hands all the way up. So my point is, Gemini needs a lot of movement. Massage, times to get massage. Your physical body is gonna, what has happened to our spiritual body cannot be comprehended in these eclipse seasons until 7 months later. No matter if I have the astrology, what the physical and the final outcome and result can't be understood till about 7 months later. An eclipse energy lasts about 7 months, and that's just one eclipse alone. But we're having these things on top of each other. It feels like we had an eclipse last week, and we got another one next week. You understand what that means? Being on sister signs, closing from one that we just had 3-4 months ago. What the fuck? And then one more prior, like a couple weeks before that. What the fuck? This is what the fuck astrology like. There's a lot happening. So my point is, this is the kind of energy where you can legitimately die. You can kill yourself by accident. If you don't believe up front that there are new forms of nurturing your body. That's why we got the sun at the 6. It was number 6. There are new forms of nurturing your light body. So for me, it's like boxing can't be every day because now I'm beating my body up. I'm not abiding to what I need from a feminine standpoint, a feminine nurturing energy. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up, baby. All right. So that's why the Falun Dafa Chinese cups really matter. But if you don't know these things, that's why you come to the next Taurus Eclipse event, because the stuff that happened behind closed doors, like I said, this is living in 14 different countries, traveling through 14 different countries over the last 4 or 5 years. the amount of things I've learned from healers, the amount of things I've learned from the shamans, the amount of things I learned as opposed to applicable Reiki, distance Reiki, angelic Reiki, okay, working Reiki with dragons and unicorns. Yo, these are energetic chains and locks that it doesn't matter what you do in the physical. So boxing, for example, that's going to help Gemini Mars to feel like it's doing something, but Neptune in Pisces has priority. Divine feminine love has priority. The highest form of love has priority. Unconditional. What everybody always talks about unconditional love, but unconditional love is not possible. A human can never experience unconditional love. No, that's not true. A human can experience unconditional love, but a human can never embody unconditional love. A human can't be all love and light because we're so much more at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So like Pisces is not a fucking human. This is the difference. Like a Pisces is not a human. Pisces is legitimately an etheric energy, an etheric being, an etheric form of nothing and everything at the same time. That's what makes them so flowy. So what I'm saying is like, we're going to be able to experience that, but only if we allow ourselves to surrender to that. And we can't get there with having cancer in our body. We can't get there if we don't do breath work. We can't get there if we don't do soft, gentle movements and exercise, as well as physically testing and training the body. I mean, like, you do see me. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a fit motherfucker. And it's like, the times when I fall out of that fit, if you will, because it happens, the time when I decide to pick out, slow down or exercise, if I need it, whatever it is, I feel like crap. And I have brain fog, which is Neptune, that starts to block the connection to experiencing that. So it's like, but us ourselves is like, we only wish that we can be all divine light and feminine love, like, or just love in general. It doesn't even have to be feminine. Apart from love of God. Let me see what's happening here. Whatever it is, I'm in joy, so I'm dropping that. Bang, bang. Okay. Thank you. Unconditional love doesn't exist, I think. The thing is, unconditional love does, but like, I promise that like humans, like, we can't. Neptune in Pisces is trying to cut the ego so we can get closer to unconditional love. Here's the reality. The moment that we hit the moment that we're actually as a whole, which will reflect because our physical forms will cease to exist. So this is more like 50 years from now, like our lifetimes. It's possible that we're going to leave physical form and be something completely different altogether. And it's because transits like this Mars square Neptune is bringing unconditional love and it's cutting the ego enough. But once we actually hit unconditional love, we lose our physical form because we come into one. And it's like once we're one, in our own way, we've transcended the third dimension altogether. And that happens as a society. So it's like, I'm not going to be able to ascend without the people in Russia and Ukraine getting over the war, right? Or whatever the fuck is actually happening, because Mars is squaring Neptune. So media delusion and confusion is like, it's fucking, I made videos about that. I'll skip that for now. So it's there. My point is there. So unconditional love and personal pain, it is absolutely real. There are very few human beings that you're going to meet on your path who are walking embodiment of 1,000% unconditional love. I've met so many people that are like so close as well. And mind you, these are all reflections as well. So everybody with me is a reflection. Remember that, right? Like each one of you, you're a figment of my imagination at the end of the day. But when we hit more unconditional forms of love, we can come back to that understanding. Because unconditional love means there's no more need for exchange of currency. Like if you're hungry, you eat. Unconditional love means that you can't hate on Kanye West as much as you do. It doesn't even matter what the person does. How can you curse somebody to their grave, yo? The amount of negative energy Has anybody ever took that into a consideration for once? The amount of negative energy collectively being put on this one human being, one motherfucker, and we understand energy on this channel, one human, for so many people in the world to have so much hate as a frequency, envy, jealousy, wanting that level of attention while judging it. Every person judging that level of attention is exactly the person that wants to be him. Do you know how much we can't, unconditional love is impossible as long as we can hate anybody so much. That is insane. Like, shame on everybody. Like, man, shame on you. You motherfuckers is sick. Honestly, how could you hate, how could you allow yourself to hate somebody if you really believe, which you don't, so stop fucking around. If you really believed he was a bipolar, schizophrenic, crazy motherfucker, and that he never made sense, if you really believe that with all your heart, if you did, why would you hate somebody autistic? Literally, that's what you're saying. You're literally saying that I'm okay hating somebody who's autistically challenged. I don't know the proper terminology to say this with a sense of respect fully, but you get the point. Like, because people are treating him as if he's some autistic, off-planet dickhead in a way where it's like, but how could you hate somebody? How could you judge somebody? Which is beyond judgment, it's criticism at this point. Judgment is one thing. To be overly judgmental is a toxic masculine trait, by the way. And look at the world. Toxically, our masculine energy is been so far overcompensated. This is what the fuck astrology. My God, bro. Like, it's sick how much you can hate it. Like, what the hell? Cursing to the grave is evil. Hive mind of hate is a deadly thing. That's what's happening. Hive mind, thank you. Facts. People gotta show more love and give people their flowers. And that's one of the reasons why I brought the flowers today. I swear to God, like, I didn't even say it on his live, but I was like, I'm bringing my flowers right here. And it's another reason why I made this emoji, because it's also, when I heard her say I want this exploding heart of joy and love and laughter, this is me as an Aries. Like, my heart is exploding all the time with that much joy, love, and laughter, right? But it's the same thing, right? I'm not a Gemini, so they're not catching me with the Gemini type narrative, but they catch me with the Aries type narrative, right? You know, we're always angry. We always want to go to war. And it's like, that's that hive mind too. So for all my Aries out there, or wherever Aries is at as a placement for yours, don't let people fucking play you out of the fact that you're the most joyful and amorous thing in the world. Aries, in my personal opinion, I was thinking about this a long time one day. I went through all the zodiac signs. I'm going to make a whole different live on this as well. Aries is the embodiment of love. Like, Aries is the purest form of love. It's the most unadulterated. It's the fucking baby. 0 to 2 years old. It's the first thing to pop his head through the fucking universe. It ran so fast, absolute speed is a superpower, that it created the universe. Understand that Aries created the universe. Aries is the first to traverse and create the 3D reality. Who's talking about that? Oh, they're this impulsive motherfucking... Yeah, without that fucking action, your world wouldn't even be here to destroy and to hate. Aries is the first form of love. The love of itself. If a baby falls in love with itself first. 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 A baby falls in love with itself before its parents. And the parents get jealous of that love. And parents unconsciously begin to unravel and unwind that love of that baby within itself. And not every single parent, right? You look at your astrology, some placements will show, no, this baby loves themselves through and through, right? But a vaster majority, depending on how your placements are going to sit, like, no one really thought about it. No one talks about these things. And it's like, when people do talk about them, let's say a Kanye West, for example, okay, who's getting fucked by Mars squaring. This Mars square Neptune, this media delusion and confusion is getting him with that hive mind, like Cassie said in the chat. So he's getting got. But other than that, he has an opposition of his Saturn and Leo. So everything about his fashion, his fame, okay, his performance in a sense on the global stage, everything Leo-esque, everything about that, he's getting opposition squares to Saturn in Aquarius, which is in the sky right now. So his hopes and his dreams essentially are literally being restricted and refined. What's happening to him is what happened in 2020 with the COVID lockdowns. But it's almost more intense, and it's individual. So no one can collectively understand what they're doing to this person. Aquarius is a collective sign. Hopes and dreams, friends. Okay, so whatever. I had to learn to stop fighting with people who I'm just not going to. Video on Aries is needed because all I saw is negative takes on YouTube. Yeah, bro. This is the problem. Like, nobody understands shit. Nobody does their research for real. Everybody's copying. Everybody's playing copycat. And that's why it's like, this is why I've been tasked with coming out. Me as a Scorpio rising, thank you for that thumbs up. Me as a Scorpio rising, this is why I was tasked with being my consistent death, rebirth, pure form self. I swear to God, I was forced to come out into the light, like legit, like it is what it is. Like me myself, right? Me as a rising, I'm forced because this is also me as a life path 11, if you will. If anybody's familiar with numerology, like I am a life path 11. It's like 1-1 Aries, like I'm like in a sense like a double dose of Aries, if you will. But that life path 11, that 1-1 is life path 4, super stable. There we go. There we go. Cap Moon, that really hits home for you on the life path 4. Cap Moon is really important. It has that 4 energy. Cap is like 4 energy. Fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, I got it back. This is why I was tasked with making these astrology memberships. This is why I was tasked with making events like this that I'm going to invite you to for one last time. Tomorrow, the email list does come out. All right, every Sunday, the email list comes out at 9:30. I'm giving out different exclusives that I don't talk about pretty much anywhere else. I am also going to go through and clean my email list out. So I'm going to actually email everybody soon, okay? And basically say, hey, look, you have not opened the last 11. If you want to be on a list, hey, check the thing. You've never opened, okay, the first email, so they're just going to always be spam. So if you are on my email list, it's literally going to always be spam if you don't ever press open on one, and then you'll see it. But they have been consistent. They have been coming out. So you'll see, you literally have a fucking map of what's been happening throughout the year if you really look at it. But that's my email list. I think right now we got about 200 subscribers on there, so it's super nice, small knit community. But again, I'm gonna go through and clean that list up. But this is when I look at it, like as a life path 11, like most 11s, they do not live out their lifespan. They do not live out their life potential. So I'm a life path 11. It's like hearing that alone is a long time ago. It felt like game on, bitch, right? Like I'm gonna live it. But at the same time, I have to be honest. Like there has been some copy paste in my life. Like this has happened. Like, and I really learned that like the lower energy of a 2-9-11 is that codependency or the interdependence that's like or dependence on another, aka codependency, whatever. So it's a certain sense of codependency. So copy paste is a part of codependency. So it's like I have been this guy. South Node in Scorpio as a rising for me myself is about allowing that to come up and rise because that's not something I really love to admit to myself. That's not like that doesn't. I don't wake up in the morning and be like, yeah, I was that guy and I was copy pasting and I'm cool with it. You know, it sucks. It hurts me to realize that this has happened in my life. And a part of that process is also the forgiveness, you know, for in what ways have I betrayed my expectations? Because when I really look at it, it's like there's a lot of unconscious things happening. So it's about the forgiveness of the things that I didn't know, right? And so when I look at this unconscious thing, it's now able to take a yin yang, right? We can't embrace the dark without the light, and we can't embrace the light without the dark. This is what Gemini brings to the scale. This is what Gemini Mars is doing in Scorpio season, is bringing out those light dark aspects. It's like, look, you can't just think, you have to see the truth for the truth. So sometimes the truth is going to be softer and it's going to be nice and light. And other times it's like, look, this shit has to hurt. So that copy pasting is honestly why I'm taking a lot longer to launch these memberships. I might honestly have to push my launch back date. I'm not even going to sit there and stunt. But in general, anything that you're looking for, even if you want to just donate to the channel, please do check out this link. If you enjoyed this video, you can just press donate. Anything there, you can basically buy me a blast of hope. And whether you want to buy me 3 coffees or 3 blasts of hope, 4 blasts of hope, 5 blasts of hopes, I think it's basically times 5. So you can pick and choose any donations. But rather than you donating, I'd rather see you come to the Eclipse event. Like I said, it's $19. Special webinars happening November 6th, baby. And think of it as much more applicable. Breath work, sound therapy. Okay, I'm going to be playing the Eclipse, so I'm going to be doing a soul's exorcism. I didn't really say that, maybe because of marketing, but like I'm going to be helping you exercise your soul. Okay, I'm talking about the more demonic parts of your soul. I'm going to help free you legit from Hades. And this is a part of like me stepping up to more responsibility in the second half of the year. I had to learn, like, I need to open this up to more people. I can't do this one-on-one. Like, so I'm running these group angelic Reikis. This is going to happen in that. Angelic Reiki already, if I look at it, I think it's $160 currently on my channel for angelic Reiki. So it's like, you're going to get this for $19. Don't be stupid. And beyond that, become a member, because members are getting it for free. So like if you're a member in this, you're going to get it for free. So check that out. It is on that link. You'll see it. It's pasted. But I'm going to drop it here for the final time. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you for checking out the new emojis. This is me with my heart exploding, okay? One of my favorite new emojis. I'm so happy about this one. I'm exploding with so much joy these days, ladies and gentlemen. I'm transforming into the more pure forms of me. And this is a great time to be alive. In all sincerity, there's a lot of what the fuck moments happening in astrology right now. But when I really look at it, it's like, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you're taking these recommendations and you're being sincere with them, you're winning. All right, I'll see y'all soon.